G'day, Steve Morgan here from Australian Bass Tournaments. We have just finished the Rapala BASS Australian Open this year on Somerset Dam, hitting it at the right time of the year in spring. Mick Johnson, winner. This place fishes pretty good, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. This weekend worked out well for us. Yesterday was a cracker day for myself. Today was a bit of a struggle, but yeah, it all worked out for the best and come up with a win.
Let's break it down a little bit. Your day one bag just under 10 kilos, and for you guys watching, it's done on the ABT app with a length weight curve. So a 50 centimetre fish is worth around that 2.5 kilos. What was the smallest and largest fish in your bag yesterday?
I think a 42 was the smallest and a 51 was the biggest.
Yep. So that, and at the moment they're great looking fish in Somerset. Take us through the techniques that you used to put those fish on board. How many did you get for the day? Just the 5 or more?
I think I ended up with 7 yesterday. So it wasn't an abundance of fish, but they were all good ones. Knew that they were going to be good fish. Probably about the second cast on the first day. Got a 48, I think it was, and knew that was some good fish there from pre-fish, so I just stuck it in my hand, that jerkbait in my hand, and just kept it in my hand all day and got them big bites. Well,
let's have a look at it. I know you snuck a little jerkbait out here, and Somerset jerkbaiting, sort of a bit of a recent phenomenon, isn't it? Like, 15, 20 years ago, no one threw jerkbaits. Why are they up shallow and why are they eating jerkbaits at the moment?
No idea.
They just are?
Yeah. I was camped with Mick Johnson and Youngie and Shawnee Falkenhagen, and when they weren't throwing jerkbaits at all, which I was really surprised when I knew they were going to be eating jerkbaits. I thought these boys are going to be hard to beat, which they usually are when there's a jerkbait bite, but they didn't twig onto it apparently, and we were lucky enough to twig onto it and stick it out. It like I say, it's one of them techniques you don't get a lot of fish on, but they're usually bigger fish that do just when they eat them, they're good ones.
Tell us, you're sponsored by Samurai, I reckon, because it's on your jersey there. Tell us about the Infinite Samurai rods. They're a good looking stick, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just a little 7 foot. I think they're a 2 to 6 pound. They got a really light little tip, which is just great for tapping them jerk baits and just getting them to drive side to side without pulling them forward too far, and fish love them.
Tell us, paired with a Daiwa reel there, what sort of braid and leader you run with it?
Yeah, so that's just that's 10 pound Sunline, and it's 10 pound V-Hard.
So the V-Hard leader as well.
Yeah.
Now, that's sort of a brim class rod, mate. You ever thought of being a brim fisherman? You got the tackle for it right there.
Yeah, I thought about it for a little while.
About 3 seconds?
Yeah, didn't last long.
Mate, $6,000 for your efforts, and last year at the Open you came second, so bit of payback this year. One place higher. Any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Rapala for putting it on, and I'd like to thank you guys for putting it all together. A great event. I want to thank Sunline, I suppose. They make some great line with this stuff. I don't think I broke a line all weekend. Catching them fish in around them weeds and logs and rocks and whatever. Great stuff. Can't talk about it enough because it's really good stuff.
Well, let's just break down, before we thank the rest of the guys, let's break down the technique then. You say you're fishing around weeds and rocks and logs. What are you looking for, and what section of the lake were you fishing?
I was fishing the bottom of Bay 13. It's just a small stretch, probably about 300 metres long, sort of running, whatever that is, north-south across, east-west, running across the bottom of Bay 13 there. I think they call it Pine Tree, I think the boys call it. It's not a very steep bank, but it's got a little bit of weed, a little bit of rock, and that seemed to be the trick, was to find a stick sticking out, whether it be sort of that 12, 15 foot out from the bank, and throw it in beside that, twitch it down, and that's where they were hanging off.
You had some magic sticks?
Yes, I did.
Did you catch more than one fish in one spot, or was it just keep on moving to catch a fish?
No, there was one patch there that me and Tommy Wood were fishing side by side, and they were sort of where we met the first time was the magic spot right there. So we were sort of shoulder to shoulder there for most of the day yesterday, catching some bigger fish out of that one spot. But I had a few different, there's a little rocky points, a few good looking sticks and that I had that I just keep going back to and try. But there wasn't any real magical spot. It was just, I could get the Garmin Live Scope, put it in on some of them sticks, and just you could see the fish that was sitting there, and you sort of knew You know, you weren't wasting your time not throwing at sticks that didn't have fish on it. So
awesome. Let's get back to the guys you wanted to thank. I suppose Invicta Batteries are a big one for you.
Yeah, Invicta, they've been looking after us for a long time. Great batteries. I can't do it without it, I suppose. I know last year we were doing a lot of long lining and used up a lot of batteries. They were, you know, flawless.
Yep. And
you really need that big capacity batteries for doing that kind of stuff. But great things. They've got a crank battery now that has a inbuilt jump start built in it. So especially in boats like this, I know I fished right up till I think I had 7 minutes to run from Kirklee back here, and it's sort of always in the back of your mind, will it start? Gives you that peace of mind with that jump start in it.
Push the button.
Push the button. If you're flat, away you go. You're guaranteed to start up. So
well, there you go. Great range of sponsors, and I wish old mate there had a flat battery, but the Powerboat Racing is getting back to nature this weekend at Somerset, aren't they?
Yeah, we'll go pull his battery out of it.
And Mick Johnson, your champion of the 2022 Rapala BASS Australian Open.